Hey guys, it's Heidi. Welcome back to my channel. Yeah, sorry for the shadows. I've got the light up there. Don't really know which way to sit or how to sit, or I don't know. Is that any better? No, I don't know. But anyway, um, yeah, I had a very sobering reminder the weekend. Um, a very dear friend that normally takes me to town on a Thursday, and last Thursday he took me to town and he insisted on going on a Thursday because then he gives me his pensioner's card and then I get pensioner's discount at the shops, which is nice. Excuse me, I appreciate that very much. And this man has got a heart of gold. He really has a heart of gold. Anyway, then he came to my house on Friday, which I thought was strange. Anyway, he brought me one of these little metal things that you put your cards in. Um, he'd given me one before, and I said to him, "I'm sorry, but the thing busted, so can't use it." So he brought me another one on Friday afternoon. The Friday morning, he'd actually played tennis. Now he's 82. I mean, but he's still very fit, very on the go, open bucket with me. Anyway, yeah, so I think it was on, I don't know if it was Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I don't know. Yesterday morning, I think it was. No, yesterday was Monday. Sunday. I think it was Sunday morning. Um, or Saturday, I don't know. I get this phone call from a friend of mine, and she asked me if I've heard anything from this. So I said, no, I saw him on Friday last, but I haven't heard anything from him since then. So I'm sure he's okay. He's probably just sleeping or resting or something. Anyway, so her and her sister decided to go to his house to see what's cooking because, like me, they also needed to get a lift somewhere. And he was one of those kind souls that he would help you wherever he could. He's, he had this incredible heart for women and for men as well, but especially women. Um, he took it upon himself to protect the woman, yeah, and to help them. So yeah, I mean, he was very kind. He put my cameras up here by my house for me. Um, yeah. So no, with that in that respect, he was actually quite clued up. I have the different cameras and what have you, and yeah. Anyway, so they went to his house and they called and called and called and he didn't answer anything. So eventually, the neighbor across the way came out to see what was going on. And the neighbor's got a key to get into his house. Now, it's always good that somebody has a key to get into your house. And he opened up after calling. And then, yeah, then I got a phone call back from her. And she said that our friend is lying in bed and he doesn't look good. So I thought, okay, well, maybe he's ill. And she asked if they could come fetch me. And so I said, yeah, you can come fetch me. So I decided, okay, take the blood pressure machine and pick up my handbag and off we go. So when I get there, the neighbor from across the way warned me that he thinks our friend is gone. So I thought, okay. So I went and I had a look, and this man was as peaceful. I cannot explain. He was peaceful. He really was peaceful. And I looked at him and I thought, no, you've gone home. And yeah, so I wasn't sure exactly when he'd gone. So I put my hand on his arm. He was covered up to his neck under the blankets, and he was cold. He was ice cold and like a statue. So I thought, no, he definitely gone during the night sometime, because I mean, this is like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so yeah, that was a wake up call for me to remind me that life is short. So we need to do what we can when we can. And there's I think it's an old Chinese proverb or something. I used to have this thing stuck up on my wall before I met my husband. And I kind of lived by that. And I still do. Um, how does it go? I shall pass through this world but once. Therefore, any kindness that I can do, let me do it now, for I shall not pass this way again. Something along those lines. Anyway, so yeah. And, I've always said kindness costs nothing. It costs you your time, maybe. And I prefer to help people that can't do anything, that cannot repay me. Those are the people I like to help. And it's just with this passing of my friend, I just think now, um, I must really make a plan and get my car going, because my heart is for the road. My heart is for full time ministry. Um, yeah, God leads me at home now, because there's certain things that I need to see, and there's certain things that I have seen. Had I not been here, I would have only noticed it much later. And God has just pointed a few things out to me. So I'm just looking at all this stuff and I'm saying, Lord, Lord, have mercy. Anyway, so yeah, um, there's some things that He's asked me to do, which I am in the process of doing. But what we need to do, people, we need to live life to the fullest, to do what you can to help other people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are very all about self, you know, and yeah, look, there's people that do take advantage of you. And I've always said, it's not my problem. Unless God specifically says no. Now, I've gotten to the habit of, when I see somebody in need, if I see somebody's hungry or something, I'll go buy them a loaf of bread or something, give it to them. Or I'll find something in my house and give it to them, food. Now, yes, but I also ask first before I give. I ask the Lord, do I help this one? And how much do I give? If I've got to give money, how much do I give? And what have you. And he gives me the amount. And there was a family I was helping. Um, yeah. And eventually, the last time I helped them, God said, this is the last time you help this family. This family's chapter has now come to an end with you. It is now someone else's turn. And yeah, so I started helping elsewhere. And people, they think, why do you do that? You know, you're battling on your own. Why do you still go and share what little bit of food you've got? Why do you go share it with someone else? I said, well, why not? Why not? Must I hoard everything for myself? Those are miserable people that do that. The people that are all about self are really miserable people. I mean, I've seen it. I've watched people. And I found out that the people that are happiest are the ones that, the kind hearted people. They also, probably, a lot of them are quite lonely, but they're also happy at the same time. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm just waiting to hear about a memorial service or whatever's going to happen. And I don't get it. This, um, now because people know that I was very close to this friend of mine. I mean, I was very, very close to him because I could talk to him about a lot of different things and get a man's perspective. Um, I'm not talking about intimate, that's rubbish. No, I'm not talking about that. Um, but I could get a man's perspective on something and I could ask his advice about certain stuff. There's some things he had strange and weird and wonderful ideas, and I was thinking, I'm not doing that. And yeah, so what's happened? People have asked me, what happened? Was it his heart? Was it this? Was it that? I mean, seriously, do I look like a coroner? Anyway, and then I think of the words of my mom, and people would ask her what happened. Why did the person go on to the world, the life hereafter? She just looked at them and said, because of lack of breath. So, yeah, the one that asked me today, I said, oh, he went home in his sleep. He stopped breathing. What, what caused it? Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah, but he missed his wife terribly. I mean, that man cared for his wife like you cannot imagine. She got very ill in the end, and he literally carried her on his hands. He fed her, he bathed her, he helped her to the loo. He did everything for her. Painted her nails, did her hair, did her bit of makeup. Um, Not much, but stuck lipstick and stuff like that. And because that's what she liked. And yeah, he was very, very good to her. Um, yeah. So we need to be kind. We need to enjoy life to the fullest. And I always say it doesn't help to be dishonest because when you're dishonest, it's going to come and bite you in the bum. It really is going to bite you in the bum. But anyway, people don't listen. So I think, well, if you don't want to listen, then you must not feel. Anyway, so people, we do need to live life to the fullest, make the most of every opportunity. And yeah, hopefully I'll get my car going. I think it's spares. Now, I have sent messages to two mechanics. I'm just waiting to see which one of them is going to get back to me. Um, yeah, so I'll just wait and see what happens. My brother's very busy. He hasn't got time to help me. Yeah, so I'll just wait. I'm hoping for the one guy to come back. So I know his work is good. So yeah, for both of those mechanics that I contacted, they both worked on my car and the work has been good. So I'm just waiting to see which one of them can help me first. And yeah, anyway. All right, guys, I'm waffling now. We've been without electricity from 8 o'clock this morning, and it is now 3 o'clock. Yeah, quarter to 3. So the electricity came on about half an hour ago, 20 minutes ago. Anyway. All right, guys. Yeah, subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. And the moment I get out on the road, I will do a lot of filming. You know what? Even if it's just day trips and overnight trips. Um, yeah, but I'll see what. Huh? Looks like somebody's sitting in the car. Hmm. I think it's just the shadow of the clouds. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, even if it's just day trips or overnight trips close by, I did promise somebody that I'll come visit them the moment my car is up and running. I will come and visit. I like going there because I get to spend time in the field, as I call it. Anyway, all right, guys, lots and lots of love. Bye.